Welcome back to the funiculars and lifts of Genova. In part 1 I covered the Sant'Anna and Zecca Righi funiculars, the Principe Granarolo Rack Railway and the Metro. Now here comes the real challenge. Scattered across the city are 11 vertical lifts, or maybe 12, we'll get back to that later. Those of you who have seen my Luxembourg video will remember I was quite surprised to see vertical lifts used as a form of public transport, but in a three-dimensional city like Genova they're essential to getting around. Some are heavily used by tourists, others are genuinely used by city residents in their daily lives. My challenge was to visit as many as I could. Starting with the Ascensore Castello Ponente linking the main street of Via Garibaldi to the Luigi Montaldo viewpoint in the Castelletto district. On the other side of the viewpoint is the Ascensore Castelletto Levante running down to Portello. So here's our first lift, the Ascensore Castelletto Ponente. Let's give it a ride. First you've got to walk down here. But first you've got to cross a busy road in a tunnel. This is the lift. Oh, that's adorable. It's all wood panelled and everything. So it has just occurred to me that you are actually supposed to pay a fare for this. I didn't actually realise. I'll remember next time. You wouldn't think because it's a lift, but it is public transport, so I guess you have to buy a ticket. I must say, without a doubt, this is the nicest lift. Well, in terms of the inside of the lift, obviously there are some lifts with glass walls and nice views, but in terms of the actual interior decor of the lift, this is definitely the nicest I've seen. It does just feel like an old tram, really. And here you can see a wonderful view of Genova, and just over here is another lift, the Ascensore Castello Levante. Again, you need a ticket for this, but I've now bought myself a 24-hour pass, so that should cover it, and the various funiculars that are around as well. At Portello you can change for the Sant'Anna funicular, and if you ride it to the top you can find another lift, the ascensor magenta croco. But within the pedestrian tunnel leading up to the bottom of the lift you can also find an unofficial private lift taking you to the Antica Farmacia Sant'Anna, an old pharmacy / convent. And just across from the funicular there's another lift. And here we have lift number 3, ascensor magenta croco. I have absolutely no idea where I am. So this doesn't look like it's one of the main public transport lifts. It's sort of a little side lift here. It looks like it takes me to Sant'Anna Square, which is where I was going to walk anyway. So So the lift clearly belongs to whatever this is. Pharmacia, like a pharmacy, but it looks like it's in a monastery. Next, I find the ascensorponte monumentale, named after the massive bridge it's next to. I start the next day by finding the Ascensore Castello d'Alberti's montegelletto, round the corner from Piazza Principe station. So here we come to the fifth of the lifts of Genova, the asendor montegelletto. This particular lift was featured in a Tom Scott video a few years ago during his quest to find a lift that goes sideways as well as up and down, which I think gives you a clue as to what is particularly interesting about this lift. Let's take a look.
Giorni prima mi dice che io non perché stai devi girare dall'altra parte, che non ci sto girando, un po' di carne rotti io non li vedo, non vedo niente. Mi dice io dall'altra parte, vedete che tutte le cose che gli ho segnalato pericolose non gliele segnalo più.
Not a million miles away, but very much in a residential and not a touristy area, is the Ascensore degli Angeli. And here, very much not a touristy area, but a residential area, so I can assume this lift is genuinely used by residents here, the Ascensore degli Angeli. Really rolls off the tongue. And here we have another lift, but this is not a standalone lift because it's part of Dinero metro station. Crossing the city by metro, I find the Imperial lift round the corner from Brignola station. And just near Brignola station is lift number 7. Sadly, this one seems to be closed. What a shame. I can see why the lifts are handy, because now that the lift is out of order, I've been forced to take the stairs. And here is the top of the lift, the ascensor montegelletto Imperia, top being Imperia. Some of them have dedicated names, others are just called, they're just named after the two stations, as this one. And there is Brignola station. Near Manin, the city terminus of the Genova Castello narrow gauge railway, you can find the Montello lift. Lift number 8, the ascensor montello ponte rotto. Should be somewhere around here. Finally, also around the corner from Manin station, I find the Manin Contado lift. And finally, lift number 9, Ascensore Manin Contado. So that's 9 lifts down. Which ones did I miss? The Villa Scarsi lift in the west of the city serves a hospital of the same name and was recently rebuilt as an incline lift. There's also the Via Bari lift right next to Centurion station on the Rack Railway, which I would have gotten off to have a look at if I knew it was there at the time, but I didn't. Finally, in the northeast of the city, there's the newly opened Ketzi funicular/incline lift, linking Via Pinetti and Via Fontana Rossa, which I also sadly didn't make it to. It'll certainly be near the top of my list next time I visit Genova. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and please subscribe.